Good morning. Buenos dias. Es el domingo. Today is Sunday. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And be glad in it. Hello, hello, hello. Some of you are getting up and you're getting dressed because maybe you're going to a service or two. Some of you are coming home from work and some of you are on your way out to work. May you have the day that you deserve. It is still Gemini season, so I'll say happy birthday. And congratulations to the ones that are graduating, going through prom, going through life's milestones. Congratulations to you. There's someone that is pregnant, and usually I say blessings, but for that person, I'll say good luck. And that's my honest greeting to you. So, que pasa? What's going on with you all today? It is hot, so make sure you're drinking enough water. For some reason, I'm still drinking hot things while it's hot. For some reason, I just love my coffee and my tea. It does not matter how hot it is. I got to keep this voice in tip top shape, right? Okay. So we're going to start with Psalms 126 because I did my homework. Yesterday I was done writing. I think I wrote on just about three different things, just trying to get the thoughts out before I went and relaxed with Alex. So we just chilled out yesterday and got some quiet time, some relaxation. And satisfaction is a thing. Some people aren't satisfied with what they have, and some people haven't really even taken into account what they have and taken any time to appreciate it because some of us have been watching the wrong things, been too busy projecting, too busy looking at what others have instead of trying to fill our own coffers and in the right way. I do understand that some people did do some things and they might have felt that it was necessary, but over time, if you keep having to do those same exact things, it's not working. It's just like akin to a person starting out in the streets and eventually they get older and you're looking for them to do mature things and they don't, but they continue on this way. However, this person never spares the tongue, never misses a moment to be outspoken where they really don't have any room to talk. Those guys, those women, those people who stay stuck in a time where they were, their heyday. But really, that was the last heyday, and it's been 10 or 20 years, and you want everyone to treat you just like that moment. However, the moments in between weren't so much, weren't so high, weren't so great. But you don't want anyone to weigh you the right way. You just want everybody to be kind of delusional like you. Like, cut it out. Imagine someone pretending to be you and telling other people that you're faking something. It's so disrespectful. But people do it. They get too invested. They tell themselves that they know you just because they've managed to stare at you enough or invade your privacy. But really, they don't know you. They know what they don't want you to have. They know what they don't want you to present. They know what they don't want you to look like. But on the flip side of things, the reason why this person even paid attention in the first place is because you had something that they wanted to look at. And eventually they looked long enough to where they eventually started questioning, well, why am I not doing that? Why am I not presenting that? Why can't I behave like that? And instead of the person going inside and trying to figure out what works for them, they try to adapt your personality, and they have a particular, reaction when their body rejects the unnatural movement. And it is unnatural movement to run around and try to be someone else. So it's the lack of authenticity there. And those darn people who go about and they think because they can say things louder or push certain narratives that they're right. But if it's wrong, it's wrong. And the thing about a lie is it's consistent. It's consistently going to be a lie. And the truth is going to consistently be a truth. The thing about a lie is you got to keep lying, and you got to keep remembering the lie. You got to keep remembering a lot about that lie. But the thing about that is the truth, it stands whether or not someone tells it or not. It's just someone needs to go and look at it. A lot of you are just like Kojic churches. Your eyes are closed tight until they pass the plate. Your eyes are closed tight until the choir sings. Your eyes are closed tight until they bring bread and wine, and you call that your communion. However, communion was based on coming together in complete harmony, coming together without the dissemblers. Because remember, when he sat at that table at the Last Supper, he was supposed to not be with dissemblers. However, he did speak when he spoke to Judas. So we have a lot of Jesus Judases here. We have some youth that have found their way into the church, and they've realized that they can manipulate some of the elders, because elders have egos, and kids know egos, trust me. Even though Alex is nonverbal, he's smart enough to know how to manipulate things to get the outcome that he wants. This is something that I've always paid attention to with Alex, because this is the way he communicates. So you have to pay attention. You have to watch the things that are not being said, which is pretty much all the time. So make no mistake. See, a lot of you older people, you got arrogant. You got comfortable. You got complacent being the way that you are. However, we have a new thing called technology. We also have a new thing called growth, right? It's called growth. It's not called, oh, I'm just going to adapt the things that I saw back then and just keep doing them because, hey, I made it right. But you barely made it, and you made it damaged. And you also made it with maybe a fraction of your heart. Do you know where it is? Do you know where you last dropped it? That part. So there's a lot going on. And when people are entitled and they tell themselves that manipulation is the best source of income and that's your best resource, you have to pay attention, because when a person goes out of their way to not show heart, not show emotion, it really is a red flag when a person keeps preaching, I'm logical, this is logical, you can't keep your emotions in, you can't keep your emotions in it. This person is trying to basically train you and control you and tell you that your feelings are nothing and that you cannot display feelings, and your humanness, they will use your humanness against you. So you have to be very careful with those things. And the thing about when you go into these religious sectors and these religious buildings, there's a lot of ego in there. You have ego in the pulpit because you have a leader that tells themselves they're a leader. And the thing about it is, if your actions aren't the same as the things that are coming out of your mouth. See, a lot of you like to put on clean clothes. You like to put on sharp things, okay? You love your silhouettes, okay? You love them. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's something about a person. You remember, you're not supposed to put on clean clothes if you didn't take a bath. A lot of you are stinking and you got on clean clothes. There's something about the inside, the thoughts. It's something about the deeds of the hands. It's something about the way you carry it when you're not putting on the grandiose of being the leader. And let's not get it twisted. Some of you have used your leadership in the wrong ways because you wanted to sway. A lot of these people in the pulpit have become politicians of sorts. And I don't think it's a coincidence. But also you have to understand that the children are watching this. The generations are watching this, and some of them are taking it and they're saying, hey, you know what? This works for that person if they talk this way, if they dress this way, and they don't have any good intentions, but they also know that if they use this template, that they may be able to yield results. And it's not that you can't be a motivational speaker. Excuse me. It's not that you can't be a mentor. But when your ego gets in the way, you may be teaching the wrong thing. You may be leading the wrong direction. And for some of the people that are elders, when elders lead you the wrong way and fail to communicate, when they fail to show you that they have humility, when they fail to apologize, when they can't recant, when they can't correct, when they can't be corrected, when they can't take criticism, that is indeed a dangerous place, because now you are teaching the ones below you to be just as entitled and monstrous and a tyrant just like you are. And it doesn't matter how well you try to package it and put it together. It is what it is. A spade is a spade. So let me dial it back and get onto the scripture so that we can get to all of these writings, because I have been writing. I tend to just go with the flow, and what comes out, it's great, because some things are subconscious, and a lot of the answers that you're seeking are right there. It's just that you haven't calmed yourself enough to just see. All right, so we got Psalms 126. Got my little scarfie here. Hello, hello, hello for those who are here, the ones that are just coming in. How are you? Hopefully you're having a great Sunday morning. I saw last night, I don't know why, see, it just comes when I'm moving around. I saw last night a line of cars. It was like a line of cars. It was like a promenade of cars, and it happened all at the same time. And I don't call anything a coincidence anymore, because I see. And so y'all was racing to that Diddy party last night, or was the after party or something like that? I'm just trying to figure out, because y'all the same ones that's going to go and see the practitioner later on and pay a little, what, $2,000 or above to go and sit in church for a few hours and contact whatever entity or deity or whatever you think you're contacting, and then try to go make a statement, and you ain't going to tell the part where you went to the Botanica. You're not going to tell the part where you lit that candle shaped like a body part. Are you not going to tell that part where you crushed them bones and you did that creepy stuff with that blood? You're not going to tell that part. And this is the problem. This is why I've always preached this. I've always told this, whether it be to anyone in my family, anyone around me. Do not put your hands in certain things. You will pay a price for that. Don't touch that stuff. You will definitely pay a price for that. It's called consequences. It's like when you put your hand in the fire and you realize that your skin has welted up or you've gotten a blister. It's like, are you cool? Why are you not seeing cause and effect? But you tell yourselves because you hide it, or because no one else knows exactly what's going on, why you're acting weird like that. Why are you being so aggressive? Why are you pushing a narrative? Right, because you feel as though you're the only ones with eyes, you're the only ones with ears, you're the only one, that have senses that actually work. And that is the arrogance. And sometimes kids, they play games like that, but it's the problem when adults play pretend too long and they become the very same kids that they're trying to humble. And then we have the transference of that. So we have a lot of that going on both sides and around each other. And you just have to use your discernment, because some of these people are trying to orchestrate things to push you and make it look like it's you. And this is why you'll get some people out of the blue trying to come back around you, but they're not coming back around you to stay. They're coming back around you just to get a few notes so that they can go and make up another narrative. And for some of us, we actually have people coming around trying to push you in the direction that they need you to go. So you really have to pay attention, because when people are social engineering and they want you to live out the lie, a lot of times they won't tell you that they're lying on you, that they're trying to build a case on you. They won't tell you that. They'll just keep coming around and acting weird and trying to bring people around you that you don't know. You're not knowing that they're bringing these people around you so that they can bear false witness. So the next time somebody say, oh, can I bring a friend? Oh, can I bring this person over? No. Matter of fact, you don't come. Stay where you at. And it might seem a bit mean, but right now we are in a situation where they're really trying to mix up with us, the collective, the people who don't want to be weighed, their heart to be weighed and to be found unrighteous, and to be found just discouraging and discouraged and broke down, busted, and disgusted. We're trying not to mix up with you guys, because the thing of the matter is, while you want to get away with what you're doing, you want to blatantly say that someone else is doing something much worse, because you don't want them to look in your direction while you're doing it. I had some young ladies move in right next to me, and they kept saying that I was a whore, and I'm like, I'm not a whore. But then when I started to watch their activity, these little girls are running through the whole damn neighborhood. But the problem I have is that they're doing it right next to my house, and we have a lot of foolish men around that are upset that they don't have access to me. So it's nothing for them to say, oh, she one of them too. It's only because spiteful people do things of that nature. And I don't care what you say, but the problem is you try to force yourself into my space. You try to force yourself on me and in my environment. If I don't like you, I have a right to not like you. The same way, if you don't like me, you have a right not to like me, but you don't have a right to invade my privacy. You don't have a right to take my things. You don't have a right to speak bad on me. You don't have a right to make reports on me when I don't care about you. And this is where we have a cross at. Spiritually is invasive. Because if a person is not bothering you, why are you bothering them? If a person is not stealing from you, why are you stealing from them? That is part of the 7 deadly sins. If you'll steal, you'll kill, you destroy. You'll do all of those things. And the more that it is done, the less your heart is attached, the less your emotions there, the less a conscience you'll have. Then you'll find that you're an empty vessel, and now you really got to keep messing with people because you don't have a personality. You sold your personality a long time ago through your deeds. So now you're trying to copy someone who's still whole inside, but your eyes give it away because they're empty. And the longer you talk, your words have become empty too. And yes, my eyes are beautiful. They see. They see. Okay. Somebody wants my face covered. Why? Is it because it's not AI? Why? Is it because it's not makeup? Why? Is it because it's not, made up? This is me. This is no app No filter, no nothing. This is just how I am. I also heard that there's a rumor that I'm making this up too. And it's crazy because the same person that keeps saying, or the same little girls or people, yeah, there's one older stinky girl that keeps saying it. And I'm just trying to figure out when is she gonna get a reality check. But yeah, yeah, so it's a couple of them. But yeah, I've not needed to lie. I've not needed to do anything. It's just that when I woke up and I realized that my own mother had did witchcraft for me before I could even speak. She did witchcraft for me when I was 4 months old, just staring at my eyes, coveting everything about me that was not her. So I did not have a chance. It felt weird having talent and not realizing that the only way I could do my talent was when I was with my father. It seemed like every time I was with my mother, my talent just would not be there. My father allowed me to display my talent. When I was with my mom, you weren't allowed to be great. You were allowed to add to her greatness, but you were not allowed to be great. And that is the pattern. I watched a lot of things happen. I watched my father get hit in the head with a damn pole. I watched my brother and sister get chased across the floor, the floor plan with cast iron pots, get hit with brooms and mops and shit like that. All because you have to pay attention. When you have a parent that grabs things like that, it's screaming that they had it too, and they have not healed, and they're not able to control their emotions. So it doesn't even occur to them consciously that that's dangerous to hit your child with things like that. It's dangerous to feed your child things like that just because they didn't do what you wanted them to do. And for some reason, when a person goes this long unchecked in evil doings, they just ramp up more justification. And then the problem is they go about and they recruit people with the emotions, with the after effect emotions. These people not knowing that this person is probably crying because of the action that they took, not because of what happened that made them act out. And that is the part that most people are missing. This person is not coming to you and saying these things because they feel bad. They're coming to you because they're trying to get you to cover their ass, because that's the person I learned that phrase from. CYA. Cover your ass. Do whatever you want. Just cover your ass. And that sticks out. This is not my first time mentioning that. That sticks out. And that's who I learned that from. Now I'm learning it in a whole different way. That goes without saying. I'm learning it in a whole different way. But the thing about it is, it's just a different angle that I have to think about. And I'm okay with it right now because I see it. And knowing, for me, was the hard part. So now that I know, it's like, okay, that makes sense. That checks out. That's consistent with what I've been seeing. That's consistent, right? So, noticing patterns. Yes, you want me to shut up. You don't want my face to be seen. You don't want me to say these things because it makes you have to fight harder and recruit more people and cry harder and you and your cohorts, all the little girls and whoever that hell that was sitting on your lap when I came into the dance, and it pissed me off because I was like, my mother always talk about holier than thou and thou shalt not do this. I mean, she damn near crucified me for getting this tattoo. I mean, damn near. crucify me for getting this tattoo. But then I walk into the dance and I'm looking around and I see this different silhouette, and I see there's a dreaded looking woman sitting in my mother's lap. And I look at her husband, I'm like, I don't like him, but I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it bothered me, and I went to her and I was like, I don't even sit in your lap. Like, you're not even affectionate with me at all. What the fuck is going on? And then that's when I was like, oh, I remember a conversation I heard. One of the last times we went to Miami together, I decided I didn't want to go to Miami with this person no more. Her or the family anymore. I decided we're not going no more because, well, I'm not going anymore because, one, you just put on for your friends and then you get mad at your friends and then you orchestrate getting lost every time so that you can get attention. So this person is a very big attention whore. Like, they are willing to do just about anything to make sure they take the focus off of anybody else. Stop it. And also reminds me, when this person is around other married couples, they tend to quarrel around them because that's the energy harvest. This person cannot stand anybody to be in any situation that may seem better or more peaceful than hers. Even though she knows that damn shit ain't peaceful. She would still rather cause quarreling in your situation. Not unless she can use your situation to benefit her. But if she can't use your husband against you or your wife against you, she just don't like to see y'all together. And y'all not going to be friends. And she going to say either you stole something or somebody flirted with something or something. Because I was pissed when I realized that she had been trying to tell her friends that I did something with her husband. And he just walks around grumbling. So I'm like, maybe he did say that I did, even though I don't like him and I didn't. I wouldn't touch him. I don't like him. And I see the way he has dominion with no money. See, this is why she really didn't like, even though my ex-husband wasn't shit, he still wasn't her ex-husband. He wasn't broke. He came with actual benefits. At least he came with at least health insurance and a job making at least a little bit more than me. Not a lot, but a little bit more than me. Like, when I realized that, because especially when somebody kept telling me, they was like, you think she stole my money? You think she stole my money? And now coming to this fruition, yeah, she stole your money and then she broke you, because as soon as you graduated from MTA school and she realized that you was going to go take your money and go somewhere, she did whatever she do, her bippity bop, the same way she trying to do to me. She did that to you and took all your money and made you go through the wilderness. You was wondering why you couldn't get a job. It was because of her. She was breaking you to make you a slave to her. So now, here we are. And she did that to your brother prior. She did that to your brother back on Haywood because he wasn't better than Kenny and Kenny was better than him and all that other kind of stuff. And yeah. Now that we're here, let's keep going. All right, so let me do the 126 and then let me get my notes done. And let's do the card. Let's do the tarot. Why was I about to say curry? A long time ago, there were two Jamaicans at Northwestern. There was Curry and Leroy. I was doing a really, like, we were good. Like, we would get out of school in high school and we would go shopping. I remember it was like, it was Donna, it was Sarita, it was Bobby, it was Gilly. I forgot what the other guy's name. He was from Panama. It was, I forget his name. Either way, we were like the Caribbean kids and we used to get out of school and we used to go buy jewelry and go to the picture booth and stuff like that back when Ricestown Plaza was bumping. And I remember, I guess it seemed like every time I would be with a good stand-up guy, she would do her bibbity bop. And I would go for a real thuggish guy, a guy that was not good for my future. And I never caught on to the fact. I mean, I would be out with my friends. I remember one time on Haywood Avenue, I was up the street and I was real young and I was making friendship bracelets with the little girls up the street. And she came to the door and she stared at me, and it was a real weird stare. So I went down the street thinking, when you see your mom come to the door, you usually go see your mom. So I went and see, and I was like, "What's wrong, Mom?" And she just looked at me and she was like, "Nothing. You can go back up the street." That was how she said it. So I went back up the street, and next thing you know, I got a little like cramp in my throat. I guess we used to call it, you get a frog in your throat or a crick in your throat, right? And I started crying. And I know my friends was looking at me like, why she just start crying out of the blue? They had to think I was weird. It's because somebody was pulling my strings behind the scenes and I did not know it. All I know is that I never felt like that when I was with my dad. I never felt like that when I was away from her. I never felt like that. It seemed like the closer in proximity I got to this woman, like I would just shut down. I had no urge to perform in front of her. Weird, right? So it was no wonder that while I was married to the guy that she wanted me to be married to, I couldn't function because he was basically being coached through her methods, right? So I figured all of that out, that part. Especially when I looked and I saw the Robert J. Banks thing, and I looked him up and I realized he was a hypnotherapist. So there are a lot of tried and true methods being used behind the scenes, scientific, metabolical, chemical. There's a lot of devices being used in the background, and the justification is you can't see me for who I am. People need to see you for who I want them to see you as. That's basically the narrative that's being thrown out here, right? I remember when Cuthbert, I used to hang in this woman's house, and she hated that I hung in this woman's house because I don't know, for some reason, that woman, it was no men in that woman's house. It was Shantae's house. Shantae's house had black curtains. It was black everywhere. And I liked her house. It was a nice house. And the kids were happy there. The girls were happy there. And she hated that I hung in that woman's house. And one day she threatened me. And she was like, don't ever let me catch you going back in that woman's house. Was it because Shantae's mom was basically protecting me? Because I noticed that I didn't cry. And I also noticed that when I used to hang around the other Alexis, we did more. But you broke that friendship up, especially when we started junior modeling together. Like, you got rid of that outfit. You gave my outfit away. Like, you just destroyed me. Like, from that point on, after the junior model thing, like, you really went off on me. You really was tripping. Next thing you know, your other daughter was going off and doing all these things, and next thing you know, I was trapped in the house with her kids. And then when I found a safe haven in between being trapped in the house with the first kid, she came back and made another one, which meant I couldn't hang in that house no more because I had to come back and watch the other one. So it was like, you've been hooking me up. You've been putting me in situations where I could be attacked or where I was vulnerable to someone doing something to me. You've been hooking me up. It's just the simple fact of the matter is I didn't know any better, because in the books and the stories and the movies and the shows, they say your mama's supposed to love you and you're supposed to love your mama back. But the thing about it is you got somebody who never go to church always quoting the Bible to you, and you just get confused. You just get very confused. And then you have people having all these big people conversations around you, but you don't see them doing the actions that you think that they should be doing, because that's what Smokey the Bear said. And that's what they said on the commercial. That's what they said on MTV. That's what they said on B103. That's what they said on the TV right before the commercial, right before, the show The Simpsons came back on and Bart was like, eat my shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard it, but it wasn't showed to me that, yeah, you understand? So it was a lot there. It was a lot there. And going back and reflecting off of it, yeah, I really probably stopped really paying you a mind a long time ago. It's just that you kept preaching this, thou shalt honor thy mother, but when will you not make your son angry? When will you not tempt your child? If you want me to agree on the other part, surely you should read the rest, right? But we have people who take what they want from each situation and they want you to scourge around for the crumbs that they give you to use. And this is my strong suggestion, to never breadcrumb yourself, even if it is for somebody who claims that they have a title in your life. Be it your mama, your grandmama, I don't care. If you have to abandon yourself for safety, sometimes that's what it is. You told yourself you weren't going to eat that Twinkie, and an hour later you're sitting there and you're hyperventilating over one taste. Then maybe you do need to abandon yourself for the time being, because maybe you can't be trusted with yourself. Okay, I keep trying to get to this Psalms 126, but so many things are popping up that lead me to that leads me to where I am now, and it's like no big surprise. It doesn't even make me angry. It doesn't. It just makes me aware. Very, very, very hyper aware. So now I understand why all of my immediate relationships were basically orchestrated to push away from me, because this person was doing something that she never wanted anyone to know. And for her to have people around me caring about me would have definitely taken off the veil a lot faster, and she would not have been able to build the character that she did. But however, at some point, didn't you think that at some point you needed to give it up? And it could have probably bought you, something. I don't know, because we're not there now. We're here, right? Okay. And that's how reality is. Sometimes you get the signs to save yourself, or you get the signs to back off and turn back and change your ways, and you don't. You just keep hammering away at it. Just like Pharaoh sees. Let my people go. Right. And it's just like that. Sometimes God will harden a person's heart because the lesson has not taken in the way that it needs to take. And you have that Pharisee spirit. No wonder you're bald-headed. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. Okay, so yeah. You have that Pharisee spirit in you. And it's a tyrant. It's a person that wants to dominate beyond reasoning, beyond question. They want to look good, but it is not good. You might sleep on a bed of fine linens, but you are not getting any rest. You understand? So we have to pay attention to the conditions in which we put ourselves in, because like I said, even some of the most richest men are uncomfortable. There are some things that your dollar cannot do to comfort you. It can give you access. It can give you views. You can get very, very close to comfortability with the money, but it usually has to enact something from the inside of you, right? Because comfort is a feeling. And if a bum on the street could be comfortable, then surely somebody with millions and millions and trillions and thousands and hundreds of bucks should be able to find comfort. But sometimes it's very, very, very elusive, especially when you've told yourself that you were going to depend on materialistic things to make you happy. They're inanimate objects. They cannot hug you. They cannot love you. They cannot reason with you. They cannot pull you out of, well, for some people, they're so materialistic. They buy something and they're happy, but they're only happy for a few hours. Or they're only happy until they see somebody else with it. Or they're only happy until they see somebody with something better. And then the sorrow comes in again. So I beg of you, don't become this empty vessel who's always going through bouts of validation. They need the validation. However, the validation does not withstand them. It does not contain them. It does not maintain them. It runs away in hours, minutes, just a moment. And you're right back to ground zero again, trying to build yourself up on some type of false pretense because you are not satisfied with yourself. The happiest things on this earth are animals, and they don't have on clothes. They don't have on rings. They don't have on furs. They don't have a tablet. They don't have anything. They just have what God set forward, and they love it here. They like, shoot, I ain't got to iron. I ain't got to buy no new slide. Yeah, I'm going to get here, and I ain't got to cook that, pay the gas, electric. The animals are laughing at us at this point because why aren't we getting it? Sure, we got to be clothed. Sure, we got to make certain decisions, but something should be automatic and something should be satisfying without you having to find some kind of currency to spend on it. It's taking me so long to get to these messages. I don't know. I'm one of those, if it is on my heart to speak it, I have to speak it out right then and there because I have a vast amount of thoughts and ideas. Like, I think I wrote a song the other day. I'm not sure. I pinned it out, but I don't think I finished it. You might come up on some stuff in my notes. But yeah, I'm always writing because I come up with so many ideas, so many plans that I do need to write them down. And that makes me feel good. And it's priceless. A lot of us, all of us have something that is priceless about us. But if you don't invest in yourself and go within and know what is valuable about you, you can't put value on other people. You're always going to reduce their value because you haven't found the value in yourself. Okay, so now I'm ready. When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Everybody has a dream, okay? Then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord have done great things for them. Amen. The Lord have done great things for us, whereof we are glad. Turn again our captivity, O Lord, as the streams in the south. Something going on in the south? Yeah. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. He that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. So I like that. The reason why I like that is because you guys pretty much put me through the hard part first. So the easy part is going to just be to keep going forward. I've dealt with so much adversity and pushback that it's definitely thickened my skin to the point where I could care less about what you have to say, your opinion, especially when it's not true. There's no facts. I don't have to react. You understand? So yeah, that part. Whew. For those who just came in, good morning, happy birthday. Congratulations to those who had graduations and ceremonies and things of that nature. And like I said to the person who's breeding right now, good luck with that. It's hot as hell outside. I'm not turning around on another human being. And it's a blessing to say that too. The amount of people trying to just emotionally abuse you, know how damaging that is to a fetus? Sitting around a bunch of negativity all the time. Right now, with all this negativity just up in the world, I'm not sure that I want me to be sitting around with a round belly, trying to be positive, trying to keep the world from being absorbed into the liquid that's formed around my baby. No, I don't think so. It's just not a good idea. Had I known how much negativity I was around at the time when I, conceived with Alex, I would not have gone through with it, partly because, one, I don't ever want to have a kid that the man don't want, because that is emotional transfer, that is negative projection. And I did not know it because he begged me for this kid. He wanted this kid, this, that, and the third. Went to what, Shady Grove Hospital fertility clinic to have this kid. All to turn around and try to abandon the kid and apply for all these benefits and take them from the kid. That makes you the Bama of the week. Like, you robbed the kid that you asked for. So, yeah, have the damn life you deserve. This the same person running around trying to make sure nobody gets to me when he has not a hair's breadth chance of ever getting in my situation again. Like, yeah, like, how you work that out? How you telling people all that? You ain't telling them that you steal? You ain't telling them that you lie? You ain't telling them that Shannon is James and James is Shannon? I'm sure the old God knows. And I'm sure the little Asian lady know with the round head. Somebody on a motorcycle gang. I know them too. It's something about when I tell a man, no, I don't want this, I don't want that. They fight me so hard to try to change what I want. That is rape. Whether you get to the situation or not, me having to keep consistently telling you no and pushing you out of my environment and trying to block you and trying to get, that is abrasive and it's wrong. And I don't understand why you feel as though you get to have rights and I don't get to have rights. That's because you're crazy. And you've managed to find a couple other crazy people with you who also are kind of bloodthirsty. It's like they like hellhounds. But you tell people that you are of heaven. That's a damn lie. You think because you, oh, yeah, don't you think because, yeah, I'm just worried. No, you're not. You're worried about yourself and you're worried about how I make you look like an idiot because you're not doing the things you're supposed to do. Of course I'm going to make you go, You looked me in my face and told me that I didn't write a book. How delusional is that? While looking at the physical evidence of me writing a book, singing, that is gaslighting. And that was, when I saw you do that one more time, and then you went in another room and I saw you looking at me, sitting in the chair going like this, just staring at me, giving me the evil eye. I was like, this bitch is disturbed. I'm going to get to that front door and I'm going to stay there till I'm ready to leave. Because I don't want to turn my back too fast when I don't like the way she looking. That's exactly how I was. I lied to you not. I sat by that front door, and then as soon as I got it, I felt like it was the moment to roll out. I rolled out, and what happened? As soon as I got to my house, I seen somebody about to sneak in my house. I seen Ask about to sneak in my house, and as soon as he seen me pull up, he gave me my house key back, and I was like, what was you about to do? Oh, well, your neighbors was about to come down. They wanted to have an orgy. I was like, what the fuck? Where'd that come from? Because I remember telling him I don't really want to deal with that house right there because I don't like the way his girlfriend come out naked all the time. Every time she see you, she come out naked like that all the time. And it was just, things just went start to go crazy. Every time I walk up on something like that, next thing you know, everybody coming at me all weird. And they trying to tell me that I'm wrong for what I'm actually walking up and looking at. I'm alarming y'all to death because y'all can't do things and I'm not walking up on them. So yes, you had to start this campaign because the thing about it is, the matter is, you're getting too old for this. And some of y'all retired or have already retired. But the problem in the matter is you should have saved your money instead of trying to have big people parties. That's what you should have did. You should have saved your money. We're not going to keep going through this. because you don't want to grow up. You're too damn old to not grow up. You are not Wendy, and that is damn sure not Peter Pan. Maybe Captain Hook, but that is not Peter Pan. My eyes are wonderfully big. Disney. A whole new world. A brand new place I never knew. Cause when you're way up there, it disappears. Now I have a whole new world from you. Felt the need to get that out. Yeah. All right, so let's start. Wyclef Jean, Gone to November. Somebody may or may not look like Wyclef Jean. They may or may not play a guitar. They may or may not be musically inclined. Honey Blue, Brie times 2. Love Potion number 9. Knew you were divine, so they helped you decline. Put that sweet shit in your mind, took a blood oath. Now you act like a goat. Eating trash makes teeth gnash. Put the steering rod right up your... Whoa, now you don't see love. You only see cash. Someone tried to copy my cooter. You was just supposed to be copying me. You can't copy this. Not the snapper. Anywho. Sister Sarah, I don't know why you think that boy all that. I don't think that boy all that. He don't even get no 5 o'clock shadow. He just get ashy by 5. That means that he's got to do more spell work. Because that ain't lotion. Covered in whose essence? Where? Huh? Right. Took me on that boat. Yeah, I was a unicorn. I've always been My Little Pony. But the problem is I wasn't his pony. Because I realized that rod gets really, 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 really soft. And then I did something. I realized I did something. Y'all, listen. I did something. I realized that when I dominate this person, he hard as a rock. And that made me realize this nigga wants some dick. Cause I had to do manly things to him. No, not no pegging. I ain't did that. No, not the changing the oil thing. It's just I had to move my body in a certain way for him to like. And then I realized that man like to be on the bottom. So don't let none of these dudes mama come into you and act like they is a prize. Honey, that bitch is just as interested in getting his nasty ass out her house as the next women. She's trying to get him out of the house because she don't want to hear him in her basement or on in none of her baseboards having sex with none of these women because she know her son don't like women. She know her son don't like women because he don't like her ass because she's too damn dominating. Honey, you really aren't gay. The fact of the matter is your mama act like a man. So since you've been basically around the man the whole time and she done ran your damn beautiful father off because she was mad because he was more beautiful than her. If I'm telling the story right. She mad because your father was more beautiful than her. Ran off with them army men, got to see all the muscles and didn't want to come back to her flabby ass running her goddamn mouth. So what she did, she figured she gonna do all this womb work and this work and that work. Motherfucker, if you see a man and he can't stay hard doing the whole thing, and you see that this man needs you to be in a domination, get your ass up and leave. He need a man. You can't do it. I don't care. Then the motherfucker, I came downstairs. Shit, I'm cussing now. Oh, I'm ready. Right, so then motherfucker, I'm fixing sardines because I like sardines. I like my omega-3s, my fatty acids and things like that nature. And it's brain food. It's brain food. Kippers is brain food. Everybody know Kippers is brain food. This how I know it was backwards giraffe sitting in my damn face talking about some. I don't want to see no damn sardines. I'm sorry, sir, motherfucker. I know I did groceries and it's my house. Fuck you looking at my goddamn Kippers for? So he said, I don't like the smell of them. I ate too much of them in prison. Bitch, why you do it? Why'd you do it? Huh? And if you was that goddamn upset with what I was doing in my damn house, guess what you could have did was go to your damn mama house. Wanna know why you didn't go to your mama house? Because your mama don't want to put up with all that bullshit. She don't want to clean up behind you and all your bullshit, right? Really, she needs you planted in somebody's house because she really got you so effed up in the damn head that you believe she loved you, but you can't live with her. She's gonna make sure you stay in some woman's house. She's gonna make sure she toots you up to every ninja she see, every woman she see, cause she know you gonna go there because you don't want to be out in the street and look bad. And she don't want to look bad because she don't want your ass in the house. So she gonna make you look like you the best catch ever, and you ain't catching shit unless she seen it. So a lot of you don't even understand that the mama is baiting the hook. You really wouldn't like that man if them people didn't talk to you like that, and you felt in your head you got this one little push and pull in your head that you felt like you was gonna push on, and you was gonna say, "Well, I'ma prove her wrong." Hell no! Don't try to prove that woman wrong. She right. If you walk up and she act like he is the prize, yet he don't live in her house, just pay attention. Pay attention. Anyway. And I knew I was right that day because I remember I turned around and I remember 4 days straight. This man will hang out all day. Ain't had that much damn money. Ain't had that much damn clothes, but still won't hang out all day. Hang out all day, then come and sit in the phone with his mama or some damn body for 2-3 hours. So I turn around and I say, I don't know no man who finished being raised who talked to their mama for 2 and 3 hours every damn night. And then they passing back and forth the phone between the mama and the stepfather. And I'm like, this some weird bullshit, because that ain't even your damn daddy. So I'm listening. We get off the phone one time. I tell him straight like that. I say, you looking for a daddy or something? He said, nah. No, you looking for a damn daddy because that nigga on the phone, you already told me he ain't your daddy, but you want to talk to him. It's almost like you want to sit on that man's lap. So when I said that to him, he told his mama, and I guess they said, well, you come on with us and make her feel lonely and bet you she gonna want you back. Hell no. I don't want no man that got to sit there and take direction from his mama all the time. That means he's not finished being raised. And I'm not hunching your mama. So what the fuck she in my room for every other damn night? That's crazy. That is a red flag. If you got to talk to your mother to come up with a game plan to go get some money, that bitch didn't do shit for you. She handicapped your ass and you loved it there. And you think it's love and you think it's, oh, my family need me. I got a family to feed. They depending on me. They don't give a shit about you. They don't. They just need you to not be nowhere where you can't be available for them. And one thing for sure and two things for certain, every time one of you damn insecure hookers see me coming around with any one of y'all funky sons, y'all get in y'all head, oh my goodness, she gonna prove that I didn't do shit. Damn right I did. I proved you wasn't shit the minute he looked at me. He was like, damn, that's a woman? Why is she like that? Why is she so? Why she say yes and all them good manners and shit? And then they get over here and they say, well, you must be weak because my mama was a bitch. And if you ain't a bitch like my mama, you weak. So I'm going to go find me a mean woman and then try to turn her into you. Uh-huh. Really? Honestly? All right. If you say so, sir. I told you that thing was trying to copy my cooter. But the funniest thing was her wearing that damn Latina laundry outfit. That goddamn Easter dress was the kicker in 95 fucking degree weather. You don't wear lace in 95 degree weather. I thought you was a little Mexican Latina little cantina chick. but you ain't sing shit. So I was trying to figure out why you had on a performance outfit. It's summer. Put a damn summer dress on. I know that cooter was about to die. It's hot in a pair of shorts, honey. You had on something that was this. It had a lining and everything. Girl. No wonder you custom kids stink. You custom kids from across the street and back across the field. I was like, good Lord. Shoot, a fly knocked on my door and said, can I come in? It's rough out here. No, do as you go. But go as you please. But yeah. Next note. Yeah, I was just a-writing in the writing. Yo, ninja wouldn't see me if you didn't want to be me. Some of y'all, I'm going to tell you, the reason why whoever you dealing with or the men in your community or whatever look is because you put me in your algorithm or you talked about me so damn much they had to see what the hell you was talking about. And then you got mad because when they came to see what the hell you was talking about, they liked it over here. They want to see what else I had to say. And then you got mad. And you know, you can't beat and destroy and do witchcraft on everybody. Everybody ain't with that shit. They gonna catch you walking down the street, walking in and out of the store. They gonna catch you. And they gonna get you. Because everybody don't play like that. You good. You good with me. Because I don't think you that damn important. I don't. I'm used to dealing with folk that are a little unhinged. See, I used to work at a little place called Clifton T. Perkins. I had this one crazy boy. He'd tell me every damn thing. It'd be funny a little bit. Sometimes just won't shut up. He called me Brittany, right? He would tell me Brittany. He said, you know, I'm ugly, right? I'm ugly, right? And I would laugh at him. But I would still stay and talk to him because even the most miserable people, sometimes you got to talk to them so that they keep them from doing other stuff, right? And they used to always put me on one-to-ones with them. So I sit with them and he'd be like, you know, me and my dudes, we look out for each other. And I said, what you mean look out for each other? He said, you know, if we ain't get no rhythm, we suck each other. You know, we do that for each other. It don't make us gay. No homo. And that's when I started hearing that stuff. That was back in 2013, 2014. And I just thought that it was just, you know, I didn't think it was that prevalent, but I stand corrected. Yeah. So he a little funny, but he was the first one that actually came out and admitted. He said, yeah, me and my homeboys, we know we don't look that good and we can't always get to the chick we want. So we gon' satisfy each other, but we don't consider it. We don't consider it putting us in the other lane. Well, you know what? I was able to listen to him objectively because it's really not my issue. It ain't my problem. But hearing a person out is sometimes okay. And the thing about that is, even though he hopped up on, I don't know how many goddamn medicines and whatever, at least he could tell the damn truth. Something that a lot of y'all can't do. And even if I don't agree with him or like what he's doing, the fact of the matter is I can respect the fact that he could say what it is that's going on, what the business is, what it do, what it don't do. And he was okay with it. So a lot of y'all could take a page out of his book. Maybe you need to take a page out of his medication so that you can admit some things to yourself. But yeah, there's somebody out here that operates just like that, except they're not brave enough to tell the truth about it. If you're sexual, you're sexual. You're nasty, you're nasty. Sometimes y'all keep putting these low letters and labels and stuff. Call it nasty. You're carnal and you're nasty. And at some point in time, something unnatural or perverted might have happened to you, and a little bit in your consciousness, you liked it a little bit, or it did something to where it registered in your sacral energy, where it rooted somewhere in you. And it's for you to figure out. It's not for you to be embarrassed, and it's not for you to go about tearing up the world because you don't like it and you're self-destructing. So you decide you want to let the world destruct with you. No, little Joker. No, little Heath Ledger. Back that shit up. It's a sin to destroy yourself because it's the same as suicide. It's a sin because he told you take care of your temple, right? You're already lying. You're already greedy. You're already sleuth. You're already stealing. Then you gonna turn around and commit murder to yourself? God knows if you did it to someone else, but then yourself, you just took it all the way to the crossroads now, didn't you? By the way, remember, there's a Chief GT man, but you know, it's funny because a lot of them damn Guyanese men hang in Prince George's County. That's where a lot of them live at. You be careful going up there to them clubs. The Crossroads is in the club. It's not exactly just the name of that club. The Crossroads is something that happens at night. You know, the freaks come out at night. So you just be careful. All that shaking and gyrating in the middle of the night. Don't find out like I found out. I found out I was with a warlock during the course of that. They operate at night and they like sinful activities. Even if it's not you, they will do a sinful activity and come back and touch you. And you will, by way of association, catch some of that smoke from the karma, okay? So you be easy, breezy. All right, be easy, breezy. All right, okay. Got that part. Let's get it on. Whatever happened at your godmama house, you travel with a dark attachment. Your daddy knew that something was sitting up on your back. When you came around the family after the separation from the family, whatever dominated you in that house rolled your back into the other house. Whatever you had attached to the baby sister, because she did not know. She wasn't as spiritual as the older sister. It only spread to anyone who was vibrating low. At the time, the oldest one wasn't vibrating low. It was just the youngest one because she was spoiled and entitled. So you were able to put that attachment on her right away. So this is why I believe that's why that happened like that. And this is why your generational curse and the thing that you got on you, you hate all unions that you can't take part in or control. Right? So not only do you have the Pharisees on you, you got the goddamn Athaliah on you, which means that you are willing to destroy all generations in order for you to taste a bit of power. Even though it's an illusion. You just need to be able to be written in the history books that you were the leader. I'm in control, DJ. I'm in control. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. Honey, let me tell you something. If you got to go through all that to be in charge, baby, you were waiting to get hired. So that means you ain't in charge. But bless that poor darling's heart anyway. You know, she did the best she can, you know. All right, let's go. Okay, so let me do this. You get karma with the Jamaican smoke man because you covet the neighbor boyfriend. You travel and bring man home. Same karma little baby his sister got. The man who said, you see that black woman? You see that black woman? I got married that black woman. He really wasn't talking about your complexion. He was talking about that dark entity he seen on your head that looked just like him. He was like, hey, twin, we gonna tear this woman up. I was gonna say something nastier, but it's not called for. It's under warranty. So yeah. So when he said that, he was looking at the little thing, the demon that was rolling on your head. He wasn't talking about you, even though that was your complexion. He said, oh, I'm going to be able to put a root on that one real good. Because this is the thing. A real good warlock, a real learned warlock, especially one that got all them damn sisters, he know what to look for. He know what torture is because he done sat around and tortured them before. He done seen what they look like when the husbands was doing good and bad to them. He know exactly how to pull them emotions out of them. So you were nothing when he saw you on the beach. He said, oh, Yeah. That's exactly what happened when he said, oh yeah, I see a wallet. And it's got US currency in it. That's a lot more than this money. You thought you were doing something. He left his wife and he left his children on the island to come and be with me. But you had to pay. You had to sponsor. You had to feed. You had to water. You had to clothe. You even had to damn educate. And that, I don't think that went quite well. Either way, you are now in a situation where you are bonded. And you really got mad when I walked in your house and I say, I think you bonded. You really didn't like that. You said, I don't know what you talk about. You played crazy. You said, I came in your house and I was explaining something to you about that guy that you had sent in. So you already knew everything. You just got mad because when I started saying the things to you, you like, how the fuck does she know? I gotta get rid of this bitch. What the fuck? She's coming out of it. That's what you did. So after I told you the thing about the bonding thing, you started panicking, but you told me you ain't know nothing about it. And you was like, you looked at me like the fuck I was crazy. However, that's the shit you were doing. And it's the shit that had happened to you. So you got 3 wicked salt sisters that definitely sharing your crown. They is sharing your crown. You ever wonder why you so pressed to send all this money and all these things to them children that don't give a shit about you and have the audacity to tell you that shit don't be good enough? And you willing to take from all your kids to get to them? Like, why would you marry a man who didn't bring nothing but a bill? Oh, my bad. Cause them sisters sent you some food and shit like that they probably put some shit in like you put shit in it. I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's just that you tell yourself you're too damn smart for everybody. And that's what the problem is. They got your ass. Three ways they got you. 3 damn ways. And you thought you was just gonna just pass it around, wouldn't you? One thing about me is what they should have told you. That's the one thing my ex-husband did find out when he tried to take me to Jason's Woods. He thought I was going to be petrified. Let me tell you something. About 45 minutes in, I was telling jokes and I was scaring people because I ain't going to be petrified. You is not going to keep doing shit to me. I do not like it. I already got raised and tortured by my cousins and my siblings that y'all used to leave me in there with. I already got tortured by them. I'll be damned. They used to put me in front of Freddy Krueger every Nightmare on Elm Street and put a damn sheet over my head in the TV and tie it together so I couldn't run when that scary part would come on. So fuck you guys. And then you want to run around and tell little crazy stories and stuff. But y'all not really good people, so I don't really care. I don't really care. Especially not for no crazy person who tried to fight me over my rapist. Like, are you cool? Like, how you jealous of somebody else? What you want? You wanted to be next? Or you was first and you didn't want me to be part of it? Like, I didn't want to be part of it if it makes you feel any better. That we didn't have to share. Anyway. So, yeah. You so worried about playing on my head, you got other people playing on your head. I kind of figured that because why would you let a bunch of people come visit and steal my Michael Kors watch? They stole my Michael Kors watch and you wanted to cover it over. You didn't tell them people to pay me my money back. You didn't tell them people get out your house because they brought somebody in that stole. You acted like I was wrong for bringing a damn watch in my fucking room. This the type of delusional shit you've been doing. So no, you don't get no sympathy from nobody when you've been trying to turn me into the damn enemy every time, and it be other people who be doing things to me. It's just that it's you. It's something wrong with you. But they say if you play around in bippity bop long enough, it start to do little strange things to you. That's why I don't do it. Oh, somebody who used to get their ass beat from one side of the street and once to the other side of the street, they got a demon in their armpit. That's why they stank like that. They used to they wonder why they used to sit in the house of albinos, because you used to get your tail beat in the house of albinos. And the thing about it is, you went from getting your tail beat in the house of albinos to moving into your own place and still getting your tail beat. I don't know who you got advice from, but then you started fighting back on them. But then you switched from an American guy and got you a Jamaican guy, which made the tail whippings even worse. But at least you started listening, and the house stayed clean a little bit, but he had to do the cleaning. Eventually he got gone because you want him to be the man and the woman in the relationship. Bitch, what is you showing up with? At least you can serve it smelling like fruit. That ain't the case. So be careful of any older matriarch or patriarch promising either money donations or giving a gift, be it purse or wallet, or promise to cater a trip or food. The test is going to be when they pull back. This is how a lot of you got. You start accepting gifts. You start accepting expensive gifts way too early before you know a person's intentions or a person, period. You don't know what they could be giving you. You don't know what type of intentions they had for it. Especially when somebody say, oh, you want something to drink or this and that, or they offer you some Kool-Aid, especially if they give you something and it's nasty. When they give it to you and you don't like it, it would do well for you to say, I don't like this. Not be rude, but just let them know, I don't like this, no thank you, or don't accept it altogether so you can avoid the thing altogether. But be honest when things happen, and stop being so quick to take things from people. Stop being so quick to have your hand out, because a beggar could be trapped a lot easier. When you have your hand out, they could put anything in your hand. So you need to pay attention. These people are not using regular things to get their things off. It's all manner of things going on out here. I pray that you open your research up to a little bit more. Okay, I pray that you do that. That's got to happen. Okay. If you are a challenge, the pullback becomes push and pull. If you reject it, the plan pivots to psychological destruction. Meaning they will try to play on your top, play in your life, play on your surroundings, play in your environment, because they are not getting the thing that they want from you. And sometimes when people cannot respect your boundaries, they will still want it from you, but they will use everything around you to try to pressure you into it. A lot of you are thinking, oh, this is just for showbiz. This is just for fame. No. In our very lives that we haven't paid attention to as much, you could be squeezed for as much as somebody just wanting you to go with somebody. We have people that are actually social engineering, forcing people into marriages that they don't want, forcing people into situations that they don't like, trying to make people accept kids that they don't want, trying to make people get rid of kids, trying to make people stay with people they don't want to be around, trying to make people stay with their parents and they don't want to stay with their parents. They trying to isolate them, trying to make people just put people in places that they don't want to be, all because you don't like it. You want this for this person. What do you want for yourself? Are you going to work hard to do something for yourself, or you just work hard when it comes to bullying other people? Inquiring minds would like to know. Because the amount of effort that some people have put into sabotaging you or me or anyone else, it's crazy, because these same people will get upset when they don't have things. These same people will get upset when things don't go the way that they think that they're supposed to go. And instead of taking accountability, like, yeah, I should have just went on and left that alone, they get mad at you. Like, huh? You cool? I actually like that eyebrow action. Dwayne Johnson. I be playing around. What? The circle of life. Yes, this is what's happening. The circle of life. What goes up must come down. What goes in must come out. Hey, it's the laws of the universe. There's, for every cause, there is an effect, and you have to be prepared for it. The thing that a lot of people are not prepared for is to deal with the effects of what they put out. Please stay away from these people. They are really, really dangerous because they don't like to take responsibility. Unfortunately, some of these people have great positions. Some of these people have finagled their way in life to great positions. Some have, hunched their way to the top. But they've done it so well that it actually looks like they're supposed to be there, because they've managed to copy enough other templates to make it stick. However, if you should ever catch them and test the spirit, you'll find out very, very quickly, how in the hell did you get where you are? Who put you there? Who okayed it? Somebody let you in, because you weren't even supposed to be in here. And this is what's happening during this retrograde that's about to happen right now. Unfortunately for a lot of people, there's a sneaky retrograde that's happening a lot. And Cancer season is coming. So Cancer is going to be going through 2 retrogrades at the same time. It's going to be like this. It's going to be double Dutch, okay? There's Jupiter retrograde, and then there's Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde usually deals with relationships, love, and planning, communication. But this Jupiter is going to be a emotional upheaval. Some old feelings, some reflections, some things you're gonna have a little bit deja vu. There may be and sometimes the deja vu is not what you think it is. Sometimes the deja vu is somebody that you might be attracted to long enough that when they come around, they project a familiarity that you might have felt when you were around somebody that you were really authentically attracted to. However, this person watched enough to know what you were attracted to or what not attracted to, and they try to adapt all those personalities, because somebody, that's akin to a love spell. When somebody goes out of their way to project something that they are not, just to be in your realm or to make you attracted to them. You'll think, you kind of familiar. It's something familiar about you, but you don't know, and you kind of feel it like, I don't really like this person, but it's just something about them. But it's the curiosity that killed the cat. Yeah, if you can't really find what it is about them, just make sure, check your circle, check things, Somebody found out that they did have a person putting a love spell on them. They found pictures of people that they really were attracted to around this person, and realized that they weren't really attracted to this person. It's just that they realized that that person studied the people that they were attracted to and took little bits and pieces. Oh, he might like that hairstyle. Oh, he might like that dress. Oh, he might like that color nails. Now he might like them colored. There's a lot of sick people that will study you to see what your appetite is, and then go study other people. And for some of us, they'll see people that actually said or mentioned wanting to come toward us, and they sabotage it, either by defaming you or by defaming them. They'll throw a monkey wrench in it because they don't want you to get what they wanted to look at. I can tell you a lot of you guys, the reason why you in the relationship or got the baby or got whoever it is you was with was because they heard me say he was cute. I swear to you, I don't even really have to be interested in you. If I mention, oh, he cute, they gonna wait till I turn around and they gonna be like, I'ma get him. And then they be looking stupid when I come back and I be like, he cute, but they be like, what do you mean, yeah, he cute, but and they don't want to tell you. They be like, oh, well, he is. And they don't really want to tell you. They done hunched him like 5 times based off of you saying he was cute. Not even thinking about the personality. Not even thinking about he beats on women. Not even thinking that he might be burning. Not even thinking that he doesn't take his kids. Not even thinking that he dirty. All you had to say was he was cute. And that one possibility made them pull their drawers down. They was like, hurry up. Let me get him. Let me get him. Let me get him. Let me get him. And he laughing at your dumb ass. He gonna probably save my picture as a screenshot because he like, shit, that's all I had to do was wave the collective in their face and that's how I got it. Well, shoot. And then that's toxic because it's a couple people that's really out there like that. They're like, oh, all I gotta do is triangulate you with them. That baby father of mine and that ex-husband of mine, they are famous for it. And any man I've ever been around, they will mention me, bring me up, let you see a picture, anything, just to see what you gonna do to compare. And the minute they see you do it, they like, got him. It's an interesting thing to see. It's almost like bird watching. Or is it bird watching? Chicken, chicken. Chicken head. Bark, bark. Chicken, chicken. Chicken head. Always in my face, talking this and that. Chicken, chicken, chicken head. Somebody named Pat. I know a Pat C. Is it you? But I know a Pat. Oh. Things get real. All right, so that's what I got for my notes. And something about CDLs, lunch break, a big skirt, Big Mama retire, COVID, marriage schemes. Your mama got tricked into her masculine by a Muslim guy who wants the soft life. So he act like he listening to her, but he's really turning her neck back and forth. Watch out for idolatry. Sometimes that is your poison. And once a person knows all they have to do is stroke your ego, they can control you. I wonder. I seen the man, he said, yeah, she bad. She, that's my wife. She the best. She the best. But when I seen you talking to someone later on, I saw the sneakiness. I saw the slope in the forehead. I saw the Neanderthal in you. I saw what I needed to see. You make that woman think she's in control, but really you pimping her. That's why she thinks she's so happy to go to work and come home to you not doing shit. And that's why the house is very clean. Because he ain't got shit else to do. And that makes sense. Yes, it does. But the same way my mama paying to be the boss, so the fuck is your mama too. And I guess that's a hard pill to swallow. When I ain't about to do none of that shit. When I seen that shit, I told you, get the fuck out of my house. I went to Virginia. I went to Norfolk, Virginia for 3 days, waited for you to get the hell out, because not only is you not going to be talking to your mama every damn day for 2 to 3 hours, which means you need to go back home, but you is not going to try your gangster fantasies out on me When you's a whole motherfucking scam artist out here, and then on top of that, you connected to that other one. You connected to Kid. I don't know who's attached to who by way of who, but that old crazy story you try to tell me make me think that y'all share Dirty Diana. I said it. You make me think y'all share Dirty Diana just because of the way you come to me. And every time you be in that damn hospital with after you had that aneurysm, you always wake up calling me, and I'm not your woman. So there's something there. There is something there. Welcome to the welfare game, the black side of Epstein, where the winner is a chicken dinner, new age cooning coming to a theater near you. Got it. I got separated from Source the moment they saw my eyes. I wasn't given a chance. The creator and I had to take it from diabolical skinwalkers, distorted masculines from grade school, both demonically attached to Dirty Diana. It's supposed to be divine, but karmic attachments made fallen angels seek divine feminine. Now they both hunt her energy for youth, financial gain, and health, attempt to siphon, manifest quickly for the fallen. Blood pressure, aneurysm. Who does he call in his sleep? One warlock controls the other. Sex addiction backfires. Either they share women or are secretly involved, or both. True wish fulfillment won't have you on the run like Jason Bourne. A man who cannot grow a healthy beard organically was separated indeed from Source very early. All right, that's the end of my notes. Let's get over to the tarot. That's funny. Oh, the guy that looks good enough to take a picture and be on the front of the book. He is very, very fluid. He's too fluid. He's so fluid that his wingman is also his side piece too. But he looked good enough for all the girls, and he gets all the girls. He also gets all the guys too, unbeknownst to you, because he looked good like that. That's a fallen angel. If you catch him on those days when he hasn't gotten enough, when he hasn't fed enough on any energy, these parts are dark. They get the raccoon eyes when they don't have enough. They get the rings. So that's something. They start looking like raccoons on the days when they haven't siphoned enough energy. And for some of us who have richer complexions, it ashes out. It ashes out. It doesn't look as shiny when they need more energy. So that's for somebody to pay attention to. If you are around a person who siphons energy or just an energy drain, they always just, you be tired after you finish dealing with them. You be exasperated. You need like 2 days of quiet after you deal with them. That's an energy vampire. They just suck all the life out of you. Why? Or they just talk too much and they never let you in, or they never let you say your part. They just trauma dump on you and then they hurry up and get off the phone, stuff like that. That's an energy vampire. And if you find yourself connected to one or having to communicate with one, disengage as soon as you pay attention to it, because of the simple fact, we don't got time to be sharing energy with a person who would not share no energy with us. We do not have time for it. Please don't do it. Don't look for validation. Yes, you can be the villain in anybody's story. You can be anybody you want to be. Trump is president. Oh, don't forget early voting, June 23rd. Please look up your local representatives. Pay attention to what they do, what they don't do, where the money goes, where the money flows, where they get money from, who do what with what. That way you can make a better decision. A lot of you are used to picking what you used to. You see the word unopposed and you pick it automatically. Is because you're not comprehending what that means when they're unopposed, which means that they might have gotten rid of the competition, or maybe no one made the marks to do the competition. That does not mean that they're not the only, that doesn't mean that they're the only choice. Somebody wants me not to say this. That doesn't mean that they're not the only choice. It just means that they're unopposed in their party. You could actually look and see what all of the choices are if you Google it. If you have a pre-ballot and it says something already in there, know that there are other choices. They're just not going to be listed there because that is the way the pre-ballot is worked out. Yeah. Because when I opened mine and I looked and I was like, I seen like maybe 3 or 4 people that were unopposed, and it's not that I disagree with all of them. It's just that certain people I would not like to see repeated in office, only because they didn't do shit the first, second, third, or fourth time. And for some of them, I have an issue with 4 or 5 generations of the same exact family doing a certain thing over a period of time. That is beyond nepotism, because if your family's so comfortable in that position, what would they do if they found that themselves in danger of losing that position? What will they go through to make sure that that title stays in their family? You understand? Hope it's not going over your head. It's not that I have a problem with them. It's just that when you see a family hold so much influence in one section, and that section is kind of like a very important section, you start to question things. Well, you should question things. Okay? Right. Sometimes to keep doing things over and over again and getting the same results, but expecting something different, a lot of them say it. It's written down. It's a quote. To keep doing something over and over again and expecting different results would be insanity. And this is the thing. If we don't do anything different, if we don't pick anything different, if we don't learn anything different, we are all teetering on the verge of insanity. Because how do you want to keep doing the same thing, yet you want something to get better? And that was both a micro situation and a macro situation. You want to keep doing things the same way, but you want the results to change. And some of you guys don't want the results to change because you've got complacent enough to get comfortable in the wrong space. Karma will come around for that, because you're not supposed to get comfortable with that situation. That situation was never supposed to be comfortable. It was supposed to be temporary. You were supposed to learn, and you were supposed to go on and move forward. Some of you got comfortable because you got strategic. You made the alley comfortable. You just went and got a mattress and just bought a blanket from Nordstrom's. That wasn't supposed to be what it was. Now, was it? You know it wasn't. So get yourself off the clearance rack if you can. That's that message. Amen. I say. Amen. All right. Let's get it. I see the Chariot. I see Cancer. And I see Capricorn. Financial Chariot. Something's moving fast. Something's moving fast when it comes to abundance, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to transactions, when it comes to currency. Currency. Current is water and how it flows. If it's flowed in, how the water flows. Current. Currency is liquid money. Currency is money and how it flows. The currency. It's something about that. foreign money exchange. So what I mentioned about money changing over, in certain countries, you get a certain amount of money, and American money is supposed to be more. So you get maybe a $5 from this one, and then you get $5 American, and then you got to times it times how much its value in that country. So it's something like that. This Four Wands Foundation, Six of Wands, public recognition. Excuse me, Page of Wands, passionate, fiery, new ideas. My nose itching. 4, 6, 10. Wish fulfillment. So somebody's foundation looks really good. It looks like somebody's ready to party. Somebody's ready to party. Okay, and then it's public recognition on a zebra. So this is quite different. This is out of the box because everybody usually... Oh, it's not a zebra, but it looked like a zebra when I looked at it. For some reason, it was given zebra. But it's like an out-of-the-box type of thing. It is. For some reason, it's like an out-of-the-box. It's like a popping out. I don't know why I pictured that being a zebra when I look. It's not by any incidents. Somebody's getting public recognition. I want to say in the diaspora, in the diaspora, somebody's getting recognition in Africa. Something is being known, and it's not in America. For some reason, I'm just not getting America. I'm getting like, it could be Australia. I know they have zebras there. They have zebras here in the zoo, but this looks like this is looking like it could be in Africa, or it could be in Israel, Iran. No, maybe not that. Maybe Dubai. I don't know. Australia. But we got foundation. We got public recognition. Maybe someone's getting public recognition maybe in a space that they aren't normally in. Maybe the space is exotic. Maybe exotic to them, not domestic. That's what I'm getting. And I got a fiery, fresh idea. So someone's coming up with a brand new idea. They're very ambitious about it. There's a lot of fiery passion. And this is good energy. This is great. So somebody definitely is good at putting on a show. They're captivating. Look at this. She's throwing the baton and making circles with fire. Like, what isn't thrilling like that? It's thrilling because it keeps your attention. She has it focused, and she's very skilled. You see how she's done that. Okay, so somebody's ready to take the stage, or somebody is already taking the stage, and they are out of familiar spaces. Now they are... Oh, okay, that's why. The wilderness, the World Wide Web, the world. So, yeah, somebody is making their debut. And their foundation seems pretty cool. Seems like they've got everything together, and they could party or they could not. Like, look at it. It's like within an instant, all of that could go back and be tucked, and it's still going to be a good foundation. So, yeah. Awesome. And that's a 10 with this wish fulfillment. And this is Aries. Wow. And this is Aries and Leo energy. And there's Jupiter. So while this Jupiter retrograde is basically escorting us into the Mercury retrograde, there are a lot of reflections. There are a lot of memories being had, both some good, some bad, but there are things in the foundation that need to be put to the side, or at least dissected, so that you can go forward. And a lot of you ain't hurting no more. You ain't hurting no more. No, you ain't. You ain't hurting no more. It don't really bother you when you think of it. When you think of that person, when you used to think of that person and squeeze your hands together, or you used to think of that person and grind your teeth. Now you think of that person, you be like, Some of you feel sorry for that person, like, damn, they ain't even had to be like that. It would have been better, but they made it this way. It got to be this way. You understand? So, yeah, now your wish fulfillment is you're out here. It would have been nice to bring people with you, but that's in the past. And when you think of it, you ain't hurt no more. It's okay. You're all right. because you get to move forward. And some of us are good at just learning the lesson and going forward. Some people still need to think about it a little longer. Some people are really thinking, yeah, did I have to cut them off like that? And some people are like, shh, I should have did that a long time ago. I did not know how relieving it would be to leave them people in the dust. Glad I was able to do it. Now I ain't got to. Glad I was able to do it. Now I ain't got to. I held you with too much regard. Now I should have dropped you. The Lord gave his body for debit. You took the credit. You listen, but you really ain't hear it. You should forget it. Ain't no reconciliation in this nation. You left the real one. They said it hit you just like a bullet, but not a real gun. They said you was really a chicken yellow like Ocean. You said you was hearing, but no, you speaking, but you really ain't hearing. That is the real con. Yep. That is the real con. That's something that I wrote. I keep skipping over it because I don't look at it enough. I just call it off of memory. Glad I was able to do it. Now I ain't got to. I held you with too much regard. I should have dropped you. The Lord gave his body for debit. You took the credit. You listen, but you really ain't hearing. You should forget it. Ain't no reconciliation in this nation. You left the real one. They said it hit you just like a bullet, but not a real gun. They said you was just like a chicken yellow like Ocean. You listen, but you really ain't hearing. That was the real con. Yep. That was the real con. Yep. That was the real con. Hey. A lot of people just listen to you so that they can respond. They didn't hear shit you said nor comprehend. They listened to you long enough to ask you to do something or ask you for something. All right. Oh, just wanted to say, one of you bastards tried to invade my whole aura Friday night. I'm going to tell you something about that. The backfire that's coming towards you will be thrilling. Because it felt like somebody was trying to push me down into something. I actually felt pressure on my chest. That is a spiritual violation. You would feel very jacked up if you woke up to something like that. For some of you, the one who did it, it's going to happen to you just because you did it. It's going to be a backfire. I am returning to sender. I did not appreciate being woken up out my sleep like that. It did nothing to me, but it pissed me off a little bit. It did. Because you that jacked up in your life, that this is what you willing to do, not knowing that what goes up does come down. And God only lets me feel it so that I could say what I need to say to send it back. Because he told me don't do nothing. He gonna get you. So I'm just letting you know. If I felt it, you bet your bottom dollar I told. Because you're going too far. You're going way too far. Some of y'all got kids. Some of y'all got parents. Some of y'all got, spouses and things of that nature. And y'all don't think fat meat is greasy. You put yourself into these spiritual contracts and you call yourself, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. I don't want to see no selective outrages. Just know, all I say is, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. They form the weapons, and they plead for them to prosper. And then the very mouths and the tongues that they use to speak down and to speak expiration, they use them very same hands, knees, toes, and tongues to call upon your name when they find themselves in adversity. Yet they do not know you when they are in their devices. They do not know you when they take advantage of the blessing and they give you no praise. They do not know you. So it is very funny when things happen and you say, oh, good Lord. You don't even believe in Jesus. Why you got a Jesus piece? You sit in church, you congregate, you know every hymnal. Yet in the depths of your heart is larceny, fraud, and deceit. And you tell yourself, because you could buy the best things and order all these things and get in your car, that you're not living like a lowlife. Shame on you. Shame on you. Especially the ones that use the teachings of the Lord to imprison other people while freely indulging in all sorts of debauchery. But you tell yourself, since you do it in the dark, no one sees it and no one can publish it. 13:20, 1-3-20, 13 and 20. I know 1 is death. What is the 20? I know the 21 is star. What is the 20? I'ma look, because you know I want to know. You know I want to know. I'ma look. I got all my decks out here too. I'ma look, because we have a bunch of esoteric knowledge having old elders that stop handling. 20 is judgment. So it was death and judgment. So someone is under judgment, under transition and judgment. Okay, that's what that was. I kept looking. I said, I gotta look at this. So that's what that is. Death and death and judgment. So someone is dying unto themselves. Hopefully not literally, but I'm gonna say good luck with that. So yeah, that part. Okay, so I got the cards out here, and like I got Libra and Taurus out here. Before I had that Capricorn and that Leo out here. Right now I got Taurus and Libra out here with the Pentacles. So there's a big old fight. There's a big, and it's Saturn. Saturn is rings. Saturn. Oh, relationships, marriages, unions. Saturn, that's what Saturn energy is. Okay, I'm looking. So Saturn and Leo. So there's a bunch of unions that are coming to the forefront. There are a lot of details that everybody tried to skip over, tried to hide, or tried to just tuck and not deal with. Those issues are coming back out between the Jupiter and the Mercury retrograde. Saturn has rings. So what are you doing with your wedding ring, your suffering, your whatever ring? You got to figure out what you're going to do with that marriage. It's time for somebody to look over the details of what they got going on in their situation, and they need to be very honest with themselves going forward. Because if you plan on ascending and you are not aligned with the right partner, and you know you're staying in a place, you're staying somewhere just because of money. You're staying somewhere because y'all signed a contract together, but you're not happy. You're staying together just because of the child, but the child sees that y'all hate each other. Like, give it up. So there are a lot of details that are going to have people at crosses with each other, crossroads. Okay, they're going to have a lot of people at crosses with each other, because there are details that everybody keeps trying to ignore and trying to tuck and try to hide. But these institutions, the way you see things, religion, the way you value things, the way you see the world, and the way the world sees this is all going to come under scrutiny. This is all going to come under scrutiny. Dang. Why you don't want me to do my thing? Okay, so Five of Wands and the Hierophant, which is another five, that is 10. So wish fulfillment is that there are going to be a lot of people doing marital audits. And for some others, there are going to be some financial audits happening within the marriage audits. Some of y'all don't know what y'all came with. So some of y'all don't know what y'all leaving with. And some of y'all planned on leaving with a lot more than what you came with. And somebody's going to be leaving with a lot less because they ain't deal right. So, yeah. So there's going to be a lot of auditing. There's going to be a lot of discussions about parenting styles, about just life choices in general. So there are some that are going to be able to master their relationships, because sometimes it's not about breaking up, it's about learning how to work through things. But if you know you're in a situation where it is loveless, it is not reciprocal, and you're always trying to finagle or trying to pull some energy or pull emotions or pull reaction out of your spouse, that may not be the person for you. Because the person for you, you're not going to have to be pulling things out of them. They're going to be willing and they're going to be engaging. So you're not going to be, does he love me? Does she like me? You know, that sort of thing. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're in limerence and you're supposed to be in a committed relationship, it's time for you to have an audit, or maybe go visit that lady's couch. But we're all supposed to be managing and mastering relationships at this point in time, even if it's just platonic or business. A lot of us have forgotten how to interact and engage with fellow man without lying and deceit. There seems to always be an angle. Let's get back to the basics a little bit. Stop being so damn weird. Like, not everybody that talks to you has like 50 plans underneath. They don't have like, they're not trying to push different narratives on you. Some people are okay with just saying hi. And some people, you say hi to them people and they be like, well, they say hi to me. Why are they saying hi? Do they want something? Do they need something? Are they mean? Are they this? They start asking like 100 questions. The person just said hi. Take it as that. God damn. You're not as important as you think you are. I don't know who needs to hear this. God told me to tell you. You ain't that damn important that everybody's got to come out of a bag and and come undone because of you. You just ain't all that. Shoot, I be having to tell people I got kicked out of better places. Who the hell? So you know what I'm saying? So you got to realize that every place ain't supposed to be your place. Every person ain't supposed to be your person. And be okay with returning that interaction back into the universe and go on, go forward. Go be great somewhere. Superstar. So yeah, so that was that for that. That's Leo, Taurus, and Virgo. So yeah, someone definitely needs to okay, so a page out of Tyler Perry. Why did I get married? Why did I take this job? Why did I have this baby? Why am I friends with this person? Why? Did you ask the who, what, when, where, and how? And maybe you come up with the fact that maybe as an adult, some things need to change. You've held on to things that should have been let go. It's like still wearing that size 10 when you're a size 14. Everybody sees that shit is too small. But because you can button it up, you keep putting that shit on. Why Cardi B just popped out? Not Cardi B, but Cardi B for real. So she's a Libra, and why this made me remind me of her video. Be careful with me, what you're saying, you're doing, the thing that you're doing. Be careful with me. I love this album, but I was mad a little bit at her because they still was able to keep messing with her after she made this album. I thought she had ascended beyond what she was going through. But some people have to go through the lesson a few times. As great as she is, as talented as she is still one of us. She bleeds, she breathes, she cries, she makes mistakes just like any one of us. A lot of you think money means you don't make mistakes. Money means you're perfect. No, it doesn't. It just means you have a lot more money to make a lot more imperfect decisions. And fortunately for some, they have enough money to pay for a little bit of comfort around it, okay? Doesn't mean that's the best situation. You might want to just try to avoid situations, rich or not. But just know, everybody goes through it. I remember when Halle Berry got cheated on, and then when Beyonce got cheated on, you had delusional women talk about, well, if they can do it. That's always been true. Since Mark Anthony, since Cleopatra. Like, that's always been true. It don't matter how good you look. Don't matter how much money you got. If the man don't want to be faithful, he's not going to be faithful. And it's true for a woman too. How many women have good men and then they go give it to the janitor and they got a nerve to say that janitor is better than the man that had all the money? Well, there are two elements. The janitor ain't got shit else to do but have good sex. And you got access to the money. So it would be great to try to get into your spine. So that's how that probably went. So let's pay attention, Be more based in reality. I'm not saying being pessimistic, but a lot of you have made yourself grander than you really are. You're not that freaking great. And a lot of you know you ain't that freaking great. And this is why you come out and you need everybody else to give you that pat on the back. I'm sorry. If you're not giving yourself the pat on the back, what you want me to do it for? All right. So we've got this Knight of Pentacles, which is a dark horse and high priestess. This came out. I love her. She's me. Okay, and then we've got this Four of Wands. Oh my gosh, I'm pulling a lot of cards. I don't do this. So it's a 6. 6 is a fix. Somebody needs a fix. Somebody needs to get out of the gate this morning. Is somebody feeding an addiction to somebody? All right, so we've got Justice, Knight of Pentacles, High Priestess, Four of Wands, Six of Wands, Page of Wands. Why did these cards come back out the way they did? So we got 11 for Justice, that is Libra. Then we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is just showing me that this is an Arcana, and he's a dark horse. He's got an offer. He's got a little bit of money. Then we've got High Priestess, the all-knowing, seeing. There's somebody who knows a bunch and they don't say nothing to you because they just watching to see what happens. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey, okay, then we've got Four of Wands. That's that celebration. That's that foundation. That's just, being able to see what's going on and being able to deal with it accordingly because there are no wounds there. So you're ready. You got your feet on the ground. Then we've got this Six of Wands, which is that public recognition, and we've got go back to the Page of Wands, which is fresh ideas and captivating skills. Oh, so this retrograde is not only bringing justice to somebody who is actually doing the work, the legwork, and actually seeing what went wrong in their relationship. Some people are finding out what went wrong in their relationship is that they weren't paying attention to the paperwork. They wasn't paying attention to the bills being paid or not being paid. They wasn't paying attention to where the money was going at. The money was going outside of the house and not inside of the house, and they did not know it. Somebody was stealing the money out of the home to deal with another relationship. Somebody was misappropriating funds. Somebody was taking funds outside of the home to feed another relationship. That's what the Justice is in the Libra. That's the Knight of Pentacles. That's that dark offer. So somebody is coming out and offering money to other people outside of the relationship. High Priestess, intuitive, knowing and not saying anything. Four Wands. Somebody's foundation is... Their foundation is celebration. So what somebody pretty much does, this changed when I'm looking at it now. It looked like their feet on the ground, but I see more partying than feet on the ground. You see what I'm looking at? Okay. Oh, so high priestess know somebody they're not grounded, but they partying because of public recognition. So somebody's very very strategic about keeping themselves seen. Oh, the foundation is about being an attention whore. So somebody's trying to gain something off of the amount of publicity they could get. So somebody's using publicity to gain something. That was the fresh idea. Somebody's very ambitious about pushing something out into the public. Someone's foundation is the party life. Two women. I keep seeing this, two women. Sister wives. Look, to each his own, right? I don't agree with certain things, right? But apparently somebody's trying to push this. They're trying to push sister wives. So somebody wants to publicly come out as polyamorous, and they want to push this idea very ambitiously. So far, I got Libra. I got the moon, which is highly intuitive. Kind of Pisces, Gemini energy, because I see the 2. 4 of Wands. Aries, Leo. So I got Piscean energy. So that could be high priest, high priestess. All right. So the way I'm getting it is justice is about to be served. There is a dark Knight of Pentacles out here. He's a knight, so he's not a boss. He's not divine masculine, but he thinks he is. He wants to be looked at as that. He wants to be treated as that. Highly intuitive, which means that this person is dark. That they're a dark worker, but they are an empath. They know feelings. They know emotions. The thing about it is they use their awareness and their empathy to control others, and that's the bright idea. That's the bright idea. But this justice is in the forefront. So whatever this person's idea is, somebody's about to get justice. Maybe somebody likes the sister wife thing, and they like to be offered like dark offers. They feel like they all that because he offered it to me, girl. Even though it was a horrible position, you just pressed because he said you could have it, okay? So I'm looking at this 2 ways. Either the justice is this person goes with some people who actually is with that. Hold up. 11 plus 2, that's 13 plus 4, that's 17 plus 6, that's 23. 5. Unexpected changes. Something is about to change. Because this justice was here in the beginning of the dark priest. The dark priest with the sister wives in the public recognition. And this is the bright idea, right? It's going to push this narrative. Okay? But it's something about justice, and that all of it came up to 23, which means 5, which is an unexpected change. Don't know what that is, but there's an unexpected change coming. And so far I got Libra, I got Pisces, I got Aries, and I've got Leo. I did say that there were going to be some relationship audits. I think this got something to do with it. Yes, unexpected change. My good ear. I'm pulling on my good ear. So something is going to change within this week. By the end of this week, there is something going to change between someone or a group's relationship dynamic. somebody's actually going to get relief. They're not going to get what they want, but they're going to feel relieved because they really don't know what they picked. Yeah, it's going to be a situation like that. They're not going to know that it was in their best interest until it happened. Okay, boom. So we got the, oh, dang, Knight of Cups. Like 2 cards came out at the same time. I'm getting doubles. Have you ever had a double? That's a Trinidadian dish. It's a double. It's usually like a little small little roti looking thing. And they put chana, chickpeas to you, chana to me, or garbanzo beans, depending on where you're from, where you're at. And they put a little meat and a little sauce in it. And it's like having a Sammy. Remember when they, what restaurant were they doing Sammy's at? Quiznos. I'm all the way back at Quiznos. Why am I back at Quiznos? Remember they used to have a seasonal lobster roll? It was so good. Quiznos was really good. I used to have them put my sandwich through twice and get it crispy. It was really good. So Knight of Cups, this is a silver cup. So somebody's not going to be too crazy about the offer that they're about to get because it don't look shiny like it's supposed to be. But sometimes nice things come in different packages. So then we've got the Ace of Wands here. I'm going to read that card because I haven't. This deck. Certain cards mean different things. Ace of Wands. Oh, here it is. All right. So the Ace of Wands. Believe in your infinite potential. Your only limitations are those you set upon yourself. Okay, so here's the thing. Somebody's about to come into a love offer, but it's not going to look like you wanted to look. If you think that you're about to get this big flashy, big show, one stop shop, everything that's going to be so, it's not going to happen like that. Okay, like I said it last year. I'm saying it this year. It's going to be a logical love, which means that you're going to eventually adapt into it. It's going to be something that you guys come into. It's not going to be love at first sight, even though it might feel like it. You're still going to have enough temperance in yourself to not say silly things until they become true. So be careful of how you judge a book by its cover. As much as it looks plain Jane, somebody might need a little less extra in their life in order for them to appreciate extra. Some people, when they keep getting extra, they can't be satisfied with regular. Okay? So, indeed, somebody's about to get a nice union that's actually going to provide a little escapism. You guys are probably going to, when you guys are together, or you guys might take a trip, this is going to provide a bit of escapism, and it's not going to be a brokey trip. Like, you guys are going to have travel money, you're going to have snack money, you're going to have vehicle money, you're going to have everything, and both of you are going to have money. So pretty much you guys are probably going to be pulling out your cards and things of the nature together. Sometimes not. For the women, I'm going to say men, even good men, bad men, any kind of man, they kind of look at you a little funny when you keep trying to pay for things. Read the room. Know it, and don't try to overextend anybody, and don't overextend yourself. If it's a no, it's a no. If it was the no in the first thought, say it. If you didn't want to go at the first thought, say it. Okay? You don't have to push for anything, and you don't want to just be doing things and then a person finds out that you weren't genuine at all. You were just doing things, right? So be authentic as you come into an authentic person, because the last thing you want to do when you meet an authentic person is be fake and phony. And then this crazy part is a lot of y'all will meet people in a less than shiny thing, not realizing this person might just got off of work. Everybody don't stay in costume all the time. Some people are aware that they're regular people. That's just like when the finding out that Niecy Nash on Reno 911 actually had a butt pad in. I'm gonna tell you why that's funny right now. See, a lot of y'all was watching Niecy Nash because y'all was watching that butt. But the thing about it is, when she got off a stage, she took that thing off. She knew she didn't want to be that every day, everywhere. Somebody needs to hear this. If you're not a star or a celebrity or this, that, and the third, and some of us very much will be and can be, and it's a possibility. But here's the thing. Even Cardi B chills out when she's not in performance. Some of y'all is delusional and think somebody coming to see you, Otis. Nobody's checking for you. You're the only one worried about what everybody looking at when they go outside. And some people see it. They like, why are you weird like that? Yeah. I get it. When you come out and you dress fun and you're not looking for attention, that's what's up. But some of y'all do a bunch. Y'all do the most. And you do it all the time because you tell yourself you are being watched, that you are that important, that everybody got to put their eyes on you. Well, there's a catch-22 to that. The same way you might garner some great attention, you might garner some horrible attention. Especially that day when I went out to the family event downtown. I think it was a music fest they was having downtown. And before I even got around the people, we was inside the little restaurant eating, looking through the glass, and it looked like it stank outside because that's how much butt was out there. That's how much costume looking outfits and stuff was out there, and it was supposed to be a family event. This one girl almost hit my child with her ass. One, it was spatial awareness, and two, I get it. All of us have different body builds, but a lot of y'all are dressing around your body. And you're not dressing necessarily for the environment that you're going in. And then you're upset at some of the looks and the attention that you get. But it's a liken to a clown walking into a library going wonka wonka. Like, read the room. That's not where you wear that at. That's not where you do that at. Just like Frankenberry wearing an Easter in 90-degree weather. It's the same thing. Like, read the room. But either way, you're going to meet somebody and they're not going to be on. They're not going to be Showtime. They're not going to be dressed up. They're going to be looking like a person who lives. A person who's not starving. A person who's not out here naked. They're not going to have on a bunch of jewelry. They might have on a pinky ring or a cluster ring. They might not have rings on every hand. They might not even have any jewelry on. But the thing about it is, a lot of you judge people just for that. A lot of you have skipped your blessing just because you judging people. A lot of you have gone for that guy with the Jordans on. All the junkies in my neighborhood wear Jordans. So how did that work out for you? Anyway, a lot of you go for the women with the big old booty. And then you pull up on her and the rent is $500 and she got a bunch of kids that don't respect her or the neighborhood, and she don't respect you. Cause she got the $500 rent, and it's easy to find another man that's going to come and pay not a whole rent, because that's his leverage, and she thinks she all that. So yeah, you got to deal with a lot of these dynamics. So just know that if you meet a person and they don't feel the need to stunt in front on you, that might be a cool person. That might just be a cool person, because that means that they can save, they're responsible, and they're not out here trying to gain the attention and the validation of everybody. They'd rather them be privately aware of their bank account. They'd rather go to their home by themselves and not be bothered with you. They would rather Not have to argue and answer a bunch of questions for a person who just wants everybody else to think that they got a catch. They don't want to go in front of your phony family and have your family try to figure out how much they got and have your family say, if you dated my daughter or you dated my son, you got to buy drinks, you got to buy food. They're like, ho, 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 ho. I don't even know if I like this motherfucker yet. You want me to do what? A lot of y'all got left just like that because you decided that you hit a lick and you took your person around your people and they watched your people dissect them. They watched the people say, ooh, I'm going to do this. Ooh, I'm going to get that. Ooh, I'm going to ask her this. Ooh, I'm going to ask him that. I'm going to ask this. I'm going to ask that. I'm going to come around. And then they seen the family member in the corner say, oh, yeah, that ain't going to last. Or they come around and they say, it wasn't like the last one. They be dropping little things because they be trying to sabotage you. So, yeah, a lot of y'all miss y'all blessings because y'all move a little too fast. You move the wrong way. You're too loud. You want to tell everybody, yeah, girl, I met him and he got this and he got that and he got this and he got that and he got this. Next thing you know, the same girl that you sat and said, oh, he got this, that, and the that, and the that, and the third, she done did her research and she done came and scooped him up in the interim. All I'm saying is just be careful. Some of y'all messed y'all person up because you wanted something that they did not have to give you right away. Some of y'all messed up because you probably got the person and you tried to change them. Some of y'all messed up is because you looking for extravagance before you even look for the real deal. You don't look for authenticity. You're looking for someone to take you on thrills. You're looking for someone to enact your gangster fantasies on. But you knew you shouldn't treat people like that. Because would you like that? You got to do unto others as they do unto you. Well, somebody's going to come across a situation. They're going to get a spouse and they're going to be pleasantly surprised when they both can afford the regular things in life, which will probably lead to them managing their money very smartly, and they'll be doing more extravagant things because that's how it works. It builds up. Sometimes you got to let the beat build. A lot of you want microwave relationships or microwave situationships. You want to come in, you want to be rich already. You want to be married already. You want to be in love already. You want the kids already. You want all these things, but you have not built anything in between. You don't know how to retain it. You don't know how to maintain it. You don't know how to clean it. You don't know how to maintenance it. You don't know how to deal with the rough side. You want all rainbows and all these things, but you don't know that you can't deal with a storm. You can't deal with a flood. You can't deal with a backup. You can't deal with a stagnation. You don't know the words. You don't speak life into yourself. You don't speak life into the situation. You hold on to problems and you do not look for solutions. You feel more comfortable in problems than you do in solutions. Solutions give you no attention. So problems is how you deal. And some people ain't operating like that. So be prepared to go into a situation where you both act as people and start courting and court one another. And there's a suitor. And it's not so much as you getting as old timey as getting a dowry, but it even says, let every nobleman submit himself with silver. It's not that you are trying to get a man to pay for your things. We already got these ex-workers out here. You're trying to have someone show that they have value and they value you, and then you reciprocate. A man that finds a wife surely finds a good thing. And husbanding. You need to be able to husband yourself, husband your land, husband your house. And that's for men and women. Husband is just meaning you need to learn how to protect your things, how to mind your things, how to maintain your things before you go asking for somebody to be your husband. You need to do the same thing as far as being, the husband getting the wife. he needs to know how to, he has an actual a larger commitment to protecting the whole outside interim, because the woman spiritually protects the very inside. They protect the heart, they protect the soul, they protect the knowledge, they protect the gut, because she has to cook wonderful meals and he can cook wonderful meals too. And that's why it's great to have two partners in a relationship that have the same abilities, so the responsibilities don't fall to the wayside and be unevenly distributed. But it's all about an agreement between the two people. And some people, they get it in their head, they say, oh well, we got it the way he do this and he do that. You know, I get it. You like your situation. Sometimes it's good to keep it to yourself, because some people will get upset with you. They'll think you're bragging and they'll seek to destroy what you have. They'll try to humble you. And on the other side of things, you might say something and then somebody might just decide that they want to be in your relationship and they'll start destroying it that way. So either way, you just have to be careful. If you have something good, hold on to it. Not too tight, because sand does get through the grip. What I'm saying is, know how to take care of it, know how to nurture it, and know how to give it space and air. I've never seen a really good garden grow without aeration. Sometimes you got to turn the soil. Sometimes you got to get a little dirty. Sometimes you got to have those talks. Sometimes you have to take a walk. Sometimes you have to take a little space. But remember, you're tilling a garden. It's supposed to be beautiful at the end. There you go. So definitely, and yeah, flowers don't start off flowers. They start off as seeds. So if you should find yourself with a seed, have the nerve to water it. All right, there you go. All right, so I'm going to get to the last spread and then I'm going to get ready to go, because I thought I heard Alex up. Either way, I want to finish my coffee because it got cold. Magician. Okay, Five of Swords. Okay, King of Wands. All right, so somebody's definitely manifesting. We have Mercury energy here. Five of Swords. So yeah, this looks good. The Five of Swords here is boundaries and try me if you want to. And then it's King of Wands. So we have the one and the five, and the King of Wands, and that's the six. That's the equal give and take to the universe. So somebody's manifestation is beautiful. They have boundaries within their manifestations, meaning they know what they want, they know what they don't want, and whatever they're manifesting, they have the patience, wherewithal, and the knowledge to bring it to fruition. And if you are not the King of Wands in your life, there is a King of Wands that is passionately headed toward you. And if you are a male, there is a woman who actually is very feminine, but she knows how to husband her land. She knows how to water her grass, and she does come off a little cocky. All right, so somebody's going to get a situation that they like, they love it. They're not going to be, it's not going to be a blatant I love it right away, but it's going to be one of those slow burns where they're like, did I just hit the jackpot? There's going to be quiet moments like that, quiet moments like where you sneak away and say, this is real. I finally met this person. And you're really going to want to show up for them. And you're going to be very happy with the way they show up for you. So congratulations to the collective and whoever this reading is for. Someone is about to go into one of those healing relationships. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be worth it. God doesn't give you a finished product. You will have to work. You will have to have conversations, but it's going to be refreshing. It's going to be awesome. So shout out to whoever this message is for. Hopefully you get beautiful pieces of jewelry for each other, and it's a wonderful ceremony, and you take time. Okay, remember to keep your boundaries up with people on the outside of you, especially with your family, your children, anybody who would come around who you know or who you can reflect on and realize, yeah, this person takes away from my happiness. This person kind of diminishes when they see me and smile. They seem to always come over and say something unnecessary that takes the corners of my mouth from not up to just flat. Yeah, there are situations that you're going to pay attention to, especially if you ever bring your person around or you're about to go to your person. Sometimes you don't even have to have your person around. It's just somebody knowing that you have somebody to go to and somebody that have expectations to, and they don't. Some of these people most of the people who really try to rain on your parade are people who are already married, and they realize that they are married. They're no longer on the market. And we really need to encourage these married people to stay where they played. If you picked it, stay there until you all the way out. Because the more we keep on letting people creep out of their marriages and creep into our lives and our houses and our bathrooms and our beds and our cars and stuff, the more they're not going to get it. Marriage is a contract. Stay your ass in that contract until you finish the contract. It's true in business. It's true in every contract. Marriage seems to be the only contract that people are allowed to play with blatantly. We need to not do that. That is still a contract. Keep on. Uncle Donnie gonna make it fraud. Eventually that's gonna be a contract you gonna have to start honoring for real, because it's too many games being played and it's too many businesses. It's too much money in marriage for y'all to keep playing with that contract. Do you know that contract it will ultimately get you business contracts and get you all these other stuff? And the thing about it is, y'all become so crooked in that one contract. Y'all don't even realize that was the contract that got y'all all the other contracts. If some of y'all employers was to actually see how y'all act in some of y'all marriages, they would fire y'all asses. Because why would you be faithful to my mission? You wasn't even faithful to yours. And that is the message. Okay, so yeah, I'm signing off. That was the Magician, the Five of Swords. Keep up those boundaries. People come over with unwarranted decisions and opinions, telling you what they would have did. Well, why didn't you do it? And your man or your woman don't look like mine. Stuff like that. Sometimes you got to be mouthy. You got to shut people down. I wasn't paying attention when I was introduced to my ex-husband. I wasn't paying attention, because had I paid attention, I would have definitely told her, I seen the husband that you picked. Why would I want you picking the husband that I picked? That's where I messed up. I didn't say nothing. The problem was, I was just happy it wasn't him. It wasn't nothing like him. Right. And what's crazy was, eventually I did meet somebody that was like him, and I got away from him so god dang fast. Especially when you told me when he crosses legs at the knees, and you was like, "Ooh, Lexi, he gay." And then you turn around and try to help him do what he did. That's crazy. Anyway, I remember when your old stanky daughter turned around, and I remember when the guy from the MTA, she had just finished school at the MTA, she was still doing her thing, and then one of the co-workers was like, yeah, hook me up with your sister. I knew pretty much in that moment when he said, hook me up with your sister, my sister was about to run my name in the dirt. One, because she kind of liked the guy. He was a little chubby, he wore a little bow tie. She liked the guy. But the problem is, I already knew there wasn't no loyalty in that. I knew it wasn't no loyalty in that. I knew she was going to say, oh, you know what? She that. I don't get offended, because when the truth come out, most men be so pissed off. They be like, but I don't talk about people behind their back, even if they deserve it. I'll talk to you about it in your face, and a lot of people don't like that. That's why they try to hide from me and talk behind my back. Because if I get to ever telling the truth, some of you bitches will never talk again. All right, have Have a nice one. You've been with Nix. Later. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and share with someone who definitely needs a verbal slap. Later.